Welcome to our presentation titled Identifying Teacher Needs and Requirements for XR Integration in Secondary, Technical and Vocational Education. My name is Alexander van Ulsel and I'll be walking you through the key insights from our study conducted as part of the XR-led learning network in Flanders. Extended reality, or XR, is a broad term that includes VR, AR, and MR. It has become increasingly viable in education, yet we know surprisingly little about what teachers need to adopt it in a sustainable way. This presentation will highlight our findings from a year-long initiative with Flemish technical and vocational schools, combined with focus group sessions at the end of that year. The Flemish XR Actieplan, or XR Action Plan, was developed to help secondary schools integrate XR. It offered free access to hardware, software, teacher professionalization, and research. Central to this plan was the XR Lerend Netwerk, a learning network, an initiative supporting teachers in applying XR tools in their classrooms in a didactically sound way. This study builds on that intensive collaboration. The key question we asked: what do teachers need to keep using XR after the support of the program ends? So in this study, we aim to chart the requirements and needs of technical and vocational secondary school teachers to effectively use XR in the classroom as an educational tool. We followed a qualitative approach. We conducted one-year-long classroom observations followed by a structured focus group discussion at the end of that year. We included 23 teachers from across Flanders, divided into 3 groups depending on their XR use: VR, MR, AR, and 360 degrees. Teachers reflected on their experiences, support, and their future needs. Immersion was a key topic in our study. Teachers used VR headsets, played AR apps on tablets, and watched 360 videos, and even created those themselves sometimes. We observed that presence, focus, and engagement increased while using XR, especially when XR was implemented in such a way that it added value. We greatly discouraged teachers to use XR just for the sake of using XR. That means that the level of immersion depended not just on tech, but on lesson design, the content, and the classroom context. XR was seen as most valuable, or was said to be the easiest to implement when supporting technical and procedural learning. Teachers used it to simulate tools, environments, and procedures. However, they emphasized that not all XR content matched the goals of the curriculum. Customizable content and lesson alignment were essential for meaningful learning outcomes. Our findings can be broken down into 5 key areas, the first one being software. Teachers appreciated the software library provided during the XR Action Plan, but found it fragmented. They called for a searchable overview per subject, high-quality didactic content matching curricula, and more access to authoring tools. IT coordinators at schools were expected to install and test apps in advance, which often proved challenging. Concerning hardware, ease of use was key. Plug-and-play setups made a difference between adoption and abandonment. Also, access was really important. Some teachers had to travel far to borrow gear, which wasn't helpful. Flexible landing periods helped schools plan both short and long-term integration. Teachers asked for differentiated training. Beginners wanted hands-on XR basics. Experienced users asked for a more advanced workshop featuring more advanced concepts like authoring tools. They also reported to need time to experiment alone and frameworks to guide implementation. A shared online platform for peer exchange was frequently requested. Sustainable XR use needs more than just teacher enthusiasm. IT staff and school leaders or management must actively support integration. Teachers pointed to tools to monitor digital competence and XR readiness. They also wanted clearer roles and formal backing from school management. One major barrier was limited access to XR outside school hours. To adequately prepare for lessons, teachers need to be able to test XR at home, but the XR Action Plan restricted the use of devices to school hours only. This limitation hinders teachers' ability to explore XR technology independently and gain confidence in using it effectively in their classrooms. Another challenge was the evaluation of XR lessons. The process was complicated by inconsistent tools and use of multiple applications. While some applications provide built-in evaluation options, these were often incompatible with the existing evaluation platforms used by the school, making it difficult to accurately assess students' progress. Also, supporting students during XR lessons was a challenge. Although screencasting is a helpful tool, technical issues frequently hindered its effectiveness, leaving teachers struggling to guide students effectively during XR activities. And also, limited ICT literacy remains a barrier to XR adoption. Some teachers lack the foundational skills to navigate new technologies, which hinders their confidence in using XR effectively. While this challenge extends beyond XR and the XR Actieplan, we think integrating basic ICT training into professional development programs alongside hands-on XR training could help bridge this gap. These findings lead to some recommendations. First, fund the development of curriculum-aligned content. Offer clear overviews per subject or area. Support schools in using authoring tools to adapt or create their own lessons or experiences. Keep software libraries up to date and relevant. Second, for hardware, simplify setup. Provide intuitive, pre-configured devices. Ensure access through learning systems that allow both trial sessions, so short-term use, and long-term use. Offer reservation systems and support logistics to increase adoption. And concerning professional development, design professional development for all levels, from basic to expert. Allow time for self-directed experimentation. Create an online community for sharing lesson plans and tips in order to support peer learning. And for policy and support, encourage school management to invest in XR. Provide digital self-assessment tools and tailor follow-up training accordingly. Facilitate collaboration between policymakers, teachers, and industry to align XR investments with classroom needs. All in all, XR has a clear potential in technical and vocational education, but its success depends on alignment between technology, training, curriculum, institutional support, etc. Our study offers a roadmap for sustainable use. The next step: scaling proven strategies, sharing ownership, and building a future-ready educational ecosystem. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it was interesting. See you.